Greetings everyone. Hello friends. In this lecture, let's try to understand the importance of debit and credit. Students, you must know since the first day when you started, you know, studying this subject accounting, two terms you had come to know, and the terms are debit and credit. What is this debit and credit? I must say, these are the two main and very sound pillars of accounting. How? If you want to know the nature of any item, significance of any item, any account in accounting, that is explained by these two terms, debit and credit. Remember, students, double accounting is based on double entry system, and rules of double entry system are always defined with reference to debit and credit itself. So what is the secret of these debit and credit? What is their role? What is their significance? Let's try to understand. Before that, I would like to tell you, in order after journal entries are made, after ledger accounts are prepared, we need to prepare what? Trial balance, to know the arithmetical accuracy of books of accounts. And in order to prepare the trial balance, we must have good knowledge of rules of debit and credit and the nature of different accounts, whether that particular account is to be debited or credited. What is the balance of that account? Whether that account shows the debit balance or credit balance. Let's understand it with the help of some examples. See, student, if the term loan is given in the books of accounts, what does it mean? Whether it is a debit balance or a credit balance? Dear, I would like to tell you, in normal circumstances, this loan is considered as a liability of the business. In normal circumstances, it means it should have a credit balance, and while preparing the trial balance, loan account is shown on the credit side since it is a liability. But it has another aspect also. There are some chances that along with debit, credit is not written. What is written? Suppose debit is written there. If along with loan account, debit balance is given, debit is written, it simply says, it simply reveals that we have not raised any loan. We have not taken any loan. Rather, we have extended loan to some person or some other organization. This is quite simple, friends. Understand it. A business can lend loan to the other businesses also. If a business has extended loan to the other businesses, then it will show the debit balance, and in that case it will be shown on the debit side of trial balance. See the importance of debit and credit. If along with loan credit is written, it becomes a liability. If debit is written, it becomes asset. So I'm writing here, it becomes asset of the organization. What is the nature of drawings account, friends? Drawings, I tell you, drawings is a personal account and it always show the debit balance, because when some cash or other goods are withdrawn by the proprietor for his personal purposes, these are always debited. So drawing being personal account is always debited, and capital also is a personal account because these two accounts represent the transactions made by the proprietor with the businesses. So capital is the amount invested by the businessman into the business, so it is always credited, it is normally credited. Credit the giver, it is debit the receiver. Some other examples are also, if interest is given, rent is given, discount is given, commission is given. Remember, dear friends, these four terms are sometimes confusing because they may represent the expense as well as the income. So what to say, whether these denote the debit balance or the credit balance? I would like to tell you, in the absence of any information, in the absence of any information, these are always treated as expense of the business, and accordingly these represent the debit balance. It simply means these are shown on the debit side of credit of trial balance. But there is some other aspect also. If along with these accounts credit is mentioned, not debit, I repeat, if along with these four accounts, interest, rent, discount and commission, credit balance is shown, credit represent what? Nominal account. Credit all income and gains. In that case, this is interest received, this will be rent received, this will be discount received, this will be commission received. See, if we replace debit by credit or credit by debit, the nature of the item that immediately gets changed. When debit was mentioned there, these were treated as expenses. When credit is mentioned there, these were treated as the income of the business. This is how the role is played by these two very magical terms, debit and credit. I would like to tell you one more thing. Bank is given. What do you mean by bank? It simply says this is our bank account in the bank. Which balance it should reveal. In the absence of any information, it should have a debit balance. We simply think our positive balance is there in the bank, so it is a debit balance. But if credit is mentioned there instead of debit, if credit is mentioned along with bank, in that case it will represent overdraft. See friends, if credit is mentioned in place of debit, the nature of the item bank that get changed. Now it becomes overdraft, simply the negative balance of the bank. It says that the proprietor, the businessman, has overdrawn from his or her business bank account. What is, see the now see the importance of debit and credit. It means debit and credit explains the nature of an item, whether it is an asset, it is a liability, it is an expense or loss, it is income or revenue. And in order to understand these two terms perfectly, you must understand the rules of debit and credit. And I would like to tell you there are two types of rules. It means simply using two approaches or two methods, you can have good knowledge of these debit and credit. One is the double entry system, in which there are three types of accounts: personal account, real account, nominal account. And second approach is accounting equation approach. That is little bit easy to understand, in which we just teach you, we try to understand what is what is what how assets are debited or credited, how liabilities are debited or credited, how income and expenses are dealt with, what is the nature of drawing and capital account. That is accounting equation approach, easily understood by the students. But we should have good knowledge of both these approaches. And further I would like to tell you, if you want to have 100% and sound knowledge in accounting, subscribe the channel, get connected with my channel. This is and subscribe this. Thereafter you will get the updates, because I am going to cover all aspects of accounting, all basics: journal entries, ledger, how posting is made into the ledger from journal, from cash book, from subsidiary books, and all. And more importantly, rectification of error chapter. And once you are able to get a good knowledge in accounting, nobody can stop you from becoming a professional accountant, or getting good marks in this subject accounting. So get connected, improve your knowledge, and listen. If you want to understand these topics in Hindi, there is my another channel also, Commerce with Difference. I have uploaded more than 600 videos on that channel. You can subscribe that channel also. Share the channel with your friends and classmates. Stay connected, improve your knowledge. All the best.